Most brands treat audio logo like a finishing touch, something you add at the end, after the visual identity is done, after a website is live, after everything else is logged. We once worked with a brand that dealt with overseas clients, international meetings, cross-border relationships, the kind of brand where first impression happened before anyone shakes a hand. They came to us with a visual identity that was already polished. Text was clean, color was right, logo was solid, but when they introduced themselves on calls, there was nothing. No sounds, no signal, just name and silence. And here's what struck me. Their overseas client couldn't always remember the brand name correctly, but the moment we gave that brand a sound, something that played at the start of everything, presentation, recognition, start happening faster. Not because the sound was clever, because it was consistent. That's what an audio logo actually does. And today I want to walk you through how one is really built, not the shortcut version, not the pick, add, tone and export version, but the actual process behind a sonic mark that works. So let's start where the most people start, in the wrong place. A lot of brands approach an audio logo the way they approach a ringtone. Make it short, make it catchy, make it sound like us. And those three things aren't wrong, but they're not starting point. They're the result. The starting point is always question. What does this brand need to communicate in 3 seconds? Not what it sounds like. What it communicates, there's a difference. A sound can pleasant and still say nothing. A sound can be simple and still be unmistakably specific. The real process starts before a single note is played. It starts with the brand positioning. Who are they talking to? What feeling do they want that person to walk away with? Is this brand warm or precise? Familiar or aspirational? Calm or energetic? These aren't abstract questions. They directly shape every sonic decision that follows. The tempo, the instrumentation, the texture, the resolution. We call this sonic brief, and it's the most important document in the whole process, not the final file, the brief. Because a bad brief produces technically clean audio logo that communicates the wrong thing every single time it plays. Once the brief is clear, we moved into exploration. This isn't about finding the answer immediately. It's about finding the territory, the sonic space where this brand can live. We built multiple directions, not variation of the same idea, genuinely different approaches. One might be warm and melodic, another might be minimal and precise, a third might lean into texture rather than melody. And here's where brand owners sometimes get surprised. The direction that wins isn't always the one that sounds the most impressive. It's the one that fits, the one where you play it back. It feels like the brand was always supposed to sound that way. After exploration comes refinement. This is where the real craft lives. A 3-second audio logo has no room for waste. Every element has to earn its place. The attack of the first note, the space between sound, the way it resolves at the end. Does it feel complete or does it leave a listener hanging? Does it feel the brand or does it feel borrowed? Can someone hum it back after hearing it twice? That last one matters more than most brand owners realize. If a sound is too complex to retain, it won't work. It won't function as a brand mark. It'll just be background noise with a logo attached. The final step is testing in context, not just playing it on a good speaker in quiet room. How does it sound on a phone speaker at the start of presentation as a notification tone? After 3 months of hearing it, an audio logo doesn't live in a studio. It lives in the real world. Compressed, bounced, played through speakers that cost $12. If it still works there, it works. So, when a brand owner asks me how long this process takes, My honest answer is longer than most people expect. Not because the production is complicated, because getting the brief right takes time, because exploration means building things you'll throw away, because refinement is where the shortcut costs you the most. The brands we've worked with, including the brands dealing with overseas clients, they didn't just get a sound file at the end. They got something that travels with them into every room they walk into. And if that's what you're building toward, we'd be glad to help you get there. You can find out more about how we work at normadi.com/sonicbranding. Now, one question before you go. When you think about your brand right now, if someone heard it without seeing the logo, would they know it was you? Drop that in the comments. Yes, no, or we don't have a sound yet. All three are valid starting points. I'll see you in the next one.